Hello and welcome. Today is May 9th, 2025, and I've got some good news for the Karen Read supporters and the buffer zone. But first, let's read what supporters are saying about today's hearing and recent events in the Karen Read case. Thank you for being here. So this one reads, it's a post, and it reads, I think it's now been proven the worst detectives in the country work in Norfolk County. Agreed. This one reads, anyone following this case outside of Norfolk County, Massachusetts can see right through Buchanan's loyalty to the blue wall. He does not know it yet, but he just jumped on the grenade in the foxhole. Stadies here are not hired for their intellect, rather their dedication to being quiet for politicians and commitment to being a follower, questioning nothing. Massachusetts will take a tourism hit because of this trial. Maura Healey and Michael Morrissey should never have filed this case. Digging their heels in shows how corrupt they are. It's a typo. What are they all hiding? The secret menu at D&E, the clubhouse, the D&E deliveries, the college-based distributor, the free product stolen from dealers profiled and petrified. Every dime is pure profit when the product is free, as it never makes it to the evidence room. And D&E is perfect to launder the money. I think it's perfect to launder the money. I would love to see their secret books. Though through their connections, they have the support of other police, select board, and up to the state government, etc. This setup also bought inside intel. Just a theory, but it would not surprise me. They have something big they are covering up that numerous people had a hand in. My opinion only, not stating this as a factual. Speculatory only, but it's really good. And the more I have followed this case, the more I have suspected criminal involvement, like a criminal network, like the mafia or the mob, because it's so dark. It's so criminal in energy. It's so criminal in method. That's why I said in my last video, it can't be anything less than criminal. Karen Read is not the criminal. It's so clear that the McCabe's and the Alberts and Brian Higgins and the MSP and the Canton PD and Norfolk County DA's office, those are the real criminals. They are the ones behaving like criminals, trying to hide the truth. This one reads, don't forget, Vanity Fair also confirmed Jennifer McCabe's Google search. Vanity Fair asked Umit Karabiak, a PhD in Purdue's Department of Computer and Information Technology, who specializes in iPhone artifacts and the limitations of digital forensics, to evaluate the prosecution's expert testimony as well as an affidavit from Read's expert. Quote, based on my research and expertise, I concur with what I see in the affidavit from Richard Green, end quote. Karabiak emailed Vanity Fair referring to Read's expert. Though the browser tab was opened earlier than the searches, Karabiak said, quote, the timestamp for the search items is recorded for searches and stored in the database, not the time of the tab opening, end quote. He noted that Green additionally verified the search times with associated WAL files that are occasionally overlooked. Excellent post, very informed supporter here. And I did not read the Vanity Fair article. I try to steer clear from mainstream media. Excellent post. And again, guys, I've said it before. Richard Green is the only real computer forensic and cell phone forensic metadata forensic expert in this entire case. Richard Green doesn't own ArtX. Richard Green doesn't have a lead role in Celebrate, but Richard Green knows how to hash verify those cell phone extractions, unlike Ian Whiffen or Jessica Hyde, right? Richard Green isn't out to gaslight anybody, unlike Ian Whiffen or Jessica Hyde. May the 4th be with you. Next one is really good. I am loving that Yuri just admitted that the Lexus hit the Traverse in the right rear of the Lexus at 5:07 a.m. Absolutely. And that was an excellent execution on Alan Jackson's part to get down to it, to distill the questioning down for Yuri Buchanan, to distill it all the way down and say, did it move? Did the tire move? Right? And Yuri answered, yes, it moved. And then why did the tire move? Because the vehicles made contact. And what part of Karen Reed's vehicle made contact with John O'Keefe's Chevy Traverse? The rear right taillight. Right? Oh, man. And I get it. It's like a double speak when you say rear taillight because it's a taillight, anyway, but great post. And again, Alan Jackson in action. This one's great. And for those of you who are not following Karen Reed on Facebook or not part of the free Karen Reed communities, like the groups, Stephanie Liu posts often in the official free Karen Reed group, the one that's over 62,000 members, I think right now, the one that Nick Roco started. Stephanie Liu is one of the well-known names there, and she does a lot of research in this case. I have a lot of respect for her. There were a few times I disagreed with her and she disagreed with me, but I'm an adult and I still respect her, and I respect what she has to say. So this is a great post. It reads, there seems to have been nods and nonverbal communication between Hank and Bias Bev. That is indicative of ex parte communication. Buchanan was particularly smug today as he has no fear. He should be afraid of legal consequences. Rafferty lied about what she claims the USAO told her. I think the only people who believed her was the Norfolk County Corrupt Clown Show. They can no longer put the lid back on this pressure cooker. So again, Stephanie Liu, excellent a writer and supporter of Karen Reed. And I know that in past videos, I've accused the prosecution and Judge Bev of doing ex parte communications, ex parte motions without the defense knowing, like secretly. Like, why wouldn't they? When everything else in this case is a cover-up, when Judge Beverly Cannoni herself has proven her bias over and over again, when Judge Beverly Cannoni herself is directly linked to Michael Morrissey through Judge Beverly Cannoni's mother. If you don't know that history, please watch Macrodot's video about that. Like, of course, they're hiding shit. And of course, they're having secret communications, Judge Bev and the prosecution, and we all see it. Of course, Hank Brennan and Judge Bev are on the same side. When the prosecution has committed so many overt violations, like civil and legal violations in this case, and Judge Bev either looks the other way or shrugs, but then she hammers down on the defense when they are being perfectly innocent, just again, over and over again. She's an extremely biased judge. Excellent post. And this is the good news, guys. It's from Jason Grant, and it reads, we won the federal appeal for the buffer zone, but I'm not sure exactly what's next. It goes back down to the original judge, and it needs to be narrowly tailored, I believe. I just got this, so hopefully we will learn more in time about the next step. And I do have the document that we can read it briefly together if you like. Let's read Turtle Boy in Kearney's post about it. And it reads, a major victory for the First Amendment today. The U.S. First Circuit Court of Appeals has overruled a federal judge who wouldn't amend Judge Cannoni's buffer zone. They have sent it back to the judge and basically told him to consider a way to modify the buffer zone so that it doesn't infringe on the First Amendment. The recommendation was to narrowly tailor the order to allow quiet support for Karen Read that doesn't disrupt the trial proceedings or threaten the safety of jurors, kind of like last time. They also gave Canoni a chance to amend it herself before a federal court does that for her. Thanks to Marco Rondoza for this hard work with this very important legal battle. And that's the legal representation for Jason Grant and the other plaintiffs. So excellent summary from Aiden, really good summary of what the decision means. So, and again, good news for the supporters. And this was posted from Nick Roco, and it reads, reporting delays matter. Delays in report handling. 20 reports in the Massachusetts versus Karen Read case. 20 reports took over 100 days. 11 reports took over 300 days. 3 reports took over 400 days. 1 report took 501 days. 1 report took 501 days. 1 report took almost, 2 years. Like, what? Okay, and every delay affects trust, safety, and accountability. Timely responses are not optional. They're essential, agreed. And if you guys didn't catch the cross-examination of Yuri Buchanan between Alan Jackson and Yuri Buchanan today, May 9th, I highly recommend it. And this post will make more sense. Yuri admitted that he was looking at a report and he didn't even know who wrote the report. He remembered telling the person to write the report, but he did not remember who he told to write the report. And guys, I was a safety trainer, I was a CDL trainer, and a road supervisor. Okay, and whenever accidents or events or incidents took place, like fights on the transit line or whatever, whenever any emergency took place, I had to write a report about it. It didn't matter if it was, a bus driver bumping into a ball on the road. I had to write a report about it. Bus driver rode over a ball. The ball was this size and it was this color and it was at this time on this day on this year, and it was on these cross streets. And, like you had to be as specific as possible and you had to do it as soon as possible. Okay. And that's just a road supervisor for transit, for Department of Transportation shit, not law enforcement shit. Right. And guys, this isn't just law enforcement. This is the Massachusetts State Police. Amazing, right? Like just slackers. And of course, when it's a cover-up, you don't have to do your job anyway. All right, so this is the decision from the United States Court of Appeals, First Circuit, Jason Grant, Allison Taggart, Lisa Peterson, Samantha Lyons, Plaintiffs' Appellants versus Trial Court of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Beverly J. Canoni in her official capacity. And guys, I just love seeing this, don't you? Don't you? It's like retribution, It's like Judge Beverly Canoni as a defendant for once, right? Someone calling her on her shit, someone putting her in her place. Okay, in her official capacity as Justice of the Supreme Court, Jeffrey D. Noble, his official capacity as Colonel of the Massachusetts State Police, Michael D'Entremont, in his official capacity as Chief of the Police Department of the town of Dedham, Massachusetts, Michael W. Morrissey, in his official capacity as the Norfolk County District Attorney. So ominous now, this name to me, this Michael Morrissey name. It's such an ominous name to me now. Judgment entered May 9th, 2025. This cause came on to be heard on appeal from the United States District Court for the District of Massachusetts and was argued by counsel. Upon consideration whereof, it is now here ordered, adjudged, and decreed as follows. The District Court's denial of a preliminary injunction is vacated, and the matter is remanded for further proceedings consistent with the opinion issued this day. No costs are awarded. By the court, Anastasia Dubrovsky, clerk. Excellent. Excellent. And for the judges that made the decision here, or the judge that made the decision, thank you. Thank you for not going with the grain, but for once, but going against it for once. Thank you. Whoever you are, whoever helped you make your decision, thank you. Massachusetts needs some judges who actually give a damn. And I will leave the link to this full decision in the description below if you guys would like to read it yourselves. I'm just going to scroll down a bit. It goes into the story, like the prosecution's narrative of what happened to John O'Keefe. It also goes into the first trial, how the buffer zone began during the first trial. I'm just going to scroll down. So it's over 5 pages. Yeah. So it's 12 pages long. So again, it will be in the description below if you would like to read it yourselves. And I prefer to view in night mode. I can see the words better. I can read them better. But if you download it, it'll just show up as the regular mode with a white background. So thank you all for watching. And yeah, good news for once, right? We have to count our blessings here when so much has gone downhill, and Karen Reed has been up against such a wall, such a fortress of corruption, as I've referred to it. Norfolk County in Massachusetts is absolutely a fortress of corruption. But thank goodness for this good news. Congrats to the supporters. Thank you for watching.